Thank you so much for being here. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about a $350,000 NIHFCU EIN only. Business loans, no personal guarantee required. I want you to stick around. You're going to love today's conversation. I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Story Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're doing marvelous. I'm doing fantastic. If you are doing as marvelous as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's convo, I want to talk to you about NIH, National Institute of Health Federal Credit Union, NIHFCU. They have a massive business loan EIN only of $350,000 maximum limit. And before I get into the actual nitty-gritty, please understand that this video is purely educational. We have no affiliation, no association with NIHFCU. They have not paid us to do this video. So let's first talk about the type of business loans. What is the typology here? So when we speak about NIHFCU, you have a constellation of business loans. So you can purchase or refinance real estate. They will give you money to help manage, they will lend you money to help manage cash flow, grow or start your business, or purchase equipment. So one thing I want to be very clear about is that NIH is very good at helping borrowers. So you can actually call them for business membership and account inquiries. You can request a complimentary, no obligation business loan consultation with a business lending specialist. And they are also there for business credit cards information. So the bottom line here is that you can always speak to a business lending specialist to help you, even before you apply. So when we speak about NIH business loans, you have regular term loans, you have commercial real estate loans, you have equipment loans, you have small business administration loans, and they also have working capital lines of credit. Okay, so for the commercial real estate loans, they can lend you money as much as $5 million, amortization over 30 years maximum. For equipment loans, the amount will oscillate from $50,000 to $350,000, which is the same thing as for the regular business loans. For the SBA loans, you have amounts ranging from $100,000 to $5 million. Terms up to 25 years, fully amortized loans. And for the working capital lines of credit, the loan amounts will range from $100,000 to $350,000. And here you have fixed and variable rate options, and there's no prepayment penalties, no annual repayment requirements. So if you have any question, if you need advice, you are ready to apply, you are interested, you want to speak to a lending specialist or request a complimentary no obligation consultation, and the number is 301-296-2534. 301-296-2534. One thing you need to understand is that we're speaking in today's conversation about a business loan from NIHFCU, right? I'm talking to you about this massive business loan from this credit union, $350,000. If you have bad credit, poor credit, fair credit, they will qualify you. This is an EIN only loan, no personal guarantee required. But I want to talk to you about credit cards because, God forbid, if you don't qualify for the business loan, you might want to have as a backup plan the business credit card from NIHFCU, and they do have a great credit card you might be interested in. And the card is called the NIHFCU Visa Business Rewards Credit Card. And this is actually designed for the self-employed or owners of small businesses or medical practices. And this card has a no annual fee. It offers 0% intro APR for 15 months on purchases and balance transfers. Then you have to pay a variable APR of 12.49% to 17.49%, depending on your credit worthiness. This is a really great rate. Actually, this is a great APR range, 12.49% to 17.49%. You earn 1 point for every dollar spent on net purchases. You double your rewards for every net dollar business category purchase, including medical equipment and supplies. You can redeem points for cash, travel, gift cards, merchandise, or you can donate to the NIH charities. You have a low foreign transaction fee. You have advanced security features, including Visa Zero Liability, 24/7 fraud monitoring, and card alerts. And we really love this because and this is a card that it's packed with rewards. Really, you will earn 1 point for each dollar spent on purchases. You will earn 2 points, consisting of 1 bonus point and 1 base point for each dollar in purchases at eligible business services merchants representing office supply stores, telecommunication companies, internet providers, cellular phone providers, and you may see 2x in marketing materials to refer to the 2 points total that you earn for each $1 you spend in these bonus categories. And the requirements are kind of cool too. $10,000 minimum revenue per month. If you have been in business for at least 6 months, you can qualify. There's no problem. Okay. And you can use your points in the program to redeem for any available rewards options, which may include cash, gift cards, travel, and products or services made available through CU Rewards or directly from third-party merchants. So for more information, go to CU Rewards and log in, and you have all the info there. Folks, let's talk now about business membership in NIHFCU. Of course, just to contextualize, I am speaking to you today about a massive business loan from NIHFCU. Maximum limits, $350,000, no personal guarantee. You can have this loan on an EIN only basis. And one thing I want to say here is that you need to apply and become a business member of NIHFCU before you can qualify. Okay, so you can go to the page on the website called Business Membership and Account Inquiries. We're showing this to you on the screen. This is where you get all the info. So they want to have more information about your business. So you have to put your name, first name, last name, your email address, your telephone number, and you have to put your preferred contact method, right? It could be email, it can be phone, it can be whatever it is. Either is fine if you want it that way. And they want to know if you currently have a personal membership at the NIHFCU. If you don't, it's still okay, but it's better to first have a personal membership at the NIHFCU before applying for a business membership. That way, you would have built a transactional history with the credit union before you apply for the business membership. And now they want to have your business name, the year you were established, the type of business you have. You need to describe it. And if you have a website, it will be great. Just indicate that on the form. And they want to know your annual revenue. As I said, for NIHFCU, generally, the minimum is $10,000 gross income, $10,000 per month. So that's about $120,000 a year. And they're asking you some ancillary, I would say, trivial questions. How did you hear about the NIHFCU? You just put whatever applies here. And then if there are other information that you really want to talk about, just mention it in the box there. And you can see on the screen the membership eligibility. So there are 4 ways to qualify for a membership. Either you have an NIH affiliation, you are affiliated with one of their member organization, your family relationship, or if none of the above applies, no problem. You can actually become a member through the American Consumer Council, which is a nonprofit consumer education organization. Okay. And this is fine. And this will qualify you immediately for NIHFCU membership. You can see on the screen here. And again, if you have any question, you can contact a specialist at 1-800-877-6440. And one thing I also want to say here is that once you do this, it's pretty simple. You can open an account and it should be pretty fast. Okay, now let's talk about opening an account here. You can see on the screen, folks, So here you have an open an account, because to become a business member, you have to open an account. All right. So click open an account on the screen here, right? And then you can see here membership eligibility. So as I told you earlier, there are 4 ways to qualify for membership. And in your case, if you have no affiliation professionally, geographically, or through biology, you can still qualify by becoming a member of the ACC, the American Consumer Council, right? This is pretty good. So click on that, and you want to check by continuing this application. You certify that the method of application of qualification selected above is accurate. Click continue. And here they are asking you to select the product or service that you want to have. So you can have a carefree check-in. You can choose overdraft protection, courtesy pay, or you can choose the total care check-in and click continue. And here they want you to have your consent. So this is courtesy pay plus your consent is required. So what you want to do here is that you can either accept you can accept this offer, or you can decline. In our case, just to make things easy, we just decline it. So you can just check, I want to decline courtesy pay plus. They're just trying to cross or upsell this to you, but you don't have to take it. Next, here you have to put your first name, last name, your contact number, your email, your zip, your address, your social security number or TIN. So you can still qualify for this NIHFCU business membership, even if you're not a citizen or green card holder. You can still, if you have a TIN, a taxpayer identification number, you're good to go. Your date of birth and your occupation, you can put whatever. If you don't see your application in the list, then just click none of the above. And next, they want you to put some information about your driver's license, the state where it was issued, the issue date, the expiration date. And if you want this to be a joint account, or you want to add a beneficiary account, beneficiary to this account, to this business account, just check the appropriate boxes. Otherwise, click continue. And here they are. So basically, here we had to stop because we had already applied for membership for one of our other shows. So that application is still pending. This is why they just stopped us here and said, okay, we are unable to complete your application due to one of the following reasons. You have recently started an application, or you are a current or previous member of the credit union. In our case, it was just because we have already started an application because we were doing another show on this credit union. Otherwise, you get the gist of it, right? It's pretty straightforward. I want to talk to you now about eligibility criteria, folks. So besides, again, we're speaking in today's conversation about a massive business loan from NIHFCU, National Institutes of Health, Federal Credit Union, maximum limit $350,000, no personal guarantee, EIN only application is possible. So besides the membership, the business membership in the credit union, you got to have some other information that you need to provide. For example, your credit score. Now, NIHFCU hasn't published their credit score requirements, but they're pretty flexible. The important thing is to have a large volume of business that goes through NIHFCU. In other words, if you have an MPR, what we call MPR with the credit union, if you have a checking account, a savings account, and you process a lot of transactions through them, your chances of being approved are high. In terms of annual revenue, they want you to have a minimum $10,000. I've said that before. And they are interested a lot in liquidity. So they will analyze your statement of cash flows to see the ins and outs in terms of liquidity. And in some cases, they might want to see an updated business plan. This is very important. And because lenders want to know how the loan will be used and how the company plans to grow. So you should be able to thoroughly discuss the age and stability of your company and its industry. So the business plan should also include projected financial statements and how you will pay the money back, right? So when we speak about projected financial statements, we're speaking about projected balance sheets, projected statement of cash flows, projected statement of owner's equity, and projected statement of income, aka P&L. And in some cases, NIHFCU might request like some additional collateral. Let's say if you have poor credit and you're asking for a large amount and they see that your business is in a very shaky industry where sales are lethargic and have been so for a couple of years, and they're still willing to lend to you, they might ask for some collateral. So they might want to collateralize the loan. So in that case, you want to be ahead. You want to be aware of that. And they might also ask for your personal and business tax. They might ask for your personal and business tax returns. They might ask for your business insurance plans. They might ask for payroll records. Any kind of information that will give them more insight into your business. That's kind of fine, right? I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. I'm still having a conversation with you today about a massive business loan from NIHFCU. Maximum loan amount $350,000. No PG, no personal guarantee. EIN only. Application possible. Let's talk about use of loan proceeds. There are several things you can do with the business loan from NIHFCU. It all depends on your business, the sector it's in, the operational phase you're currently in. And right off the bat, I just want to say that NIHFCU is open to all kinds of use of loan proceeds. You just have to be very clear about that on the application form, because they want to know what the money will be used for. Okay. For example, you can use the money for everyday operations. So from payroll to rent to marketing, the cost of daily operations can add up. So you can use the money for that. Okay. You can buy equipment or machinery, for example. Let's say if you're a restaurant owner or a healthcare provider, you may rely on the equipment, on heavy equipment, that is, in your day-to-day operations, right? So you can also use the cash to do some tenant improvements. If you are a business owner and you are moving into a commercial space that's essentially a shell, if you will most likely be responsible for paying for all or part of the build out. So think about that. You can use the money also to purchase inventory. Let's say if you are in an industry that is subject to cyclicality or seasonality, and you know that there are some times in the year where prices drop and you're trying to take advantage of that, you could just buy in advance and just store the inventory. So a loan from NIHFCU can help. You can also use the money to refinance debt. NIHFCU has great rates, and if you happen to if you qualify for a good loan amount with a good APR, it might make sense to refinance some of the business debts you currently have. So this is a great opportunity. The bottom line here is that it really depends on the operational phase, the operational stage your business is currently in, the solidity of your financials, because this is important. Also, you want to be able to repay the loan, to be able to afford the debt repayments, because they're going to pay attention to that also. Let me talk to you now about the evidence needed. What is the evidence needed to qualify for this huge business loan from NIHFCU? Maximum loan amount, $350,000. We have a no personal guarantee, and the loan can be structured as an EIN only. So when we speak about the type of evidence needed for all kinds of loans, especially loans from credit unions such as NIHFCU, the first thing they pay attention to is what you write on the application form. Remember, you can always apply online, or you can apply at the branch or over the phone if they instruct you to do so. So loan application form, what would you need to put on that? First of all, they might ask you, why are you applying for this loan? In other words, what is the purpose of this loan? How would the loan proceeds be used? How would you use the money? What assets would you buy with this money? And who are your suppliers? And by assets, we mean not just short-term assets, but also long-term assets. So everything from inventory all the way to cars and heavy equipment, heavy machinery. And they will also ask you if you have additional debts and who those creditors are. Again, for NIHFCU, it's just a matter of risk mitigation. They want to have a clear idea of your financial ecosystem and the institutions you deal with. And they might also want to have an idea of the members of your management team to make sure that the business, like, they just want to make sure that the business has the depth and breadth of expertise to be able to succeed. And a business plan is also quintessential. I've said this before, very important. Okay, the business plan should include a complete set of projected financial statements. This is important. So your cash flow is critical here because they want to make sure you have enough liquidity or you can generate enough liquidity. And in some cases, they might ask for your income tax returns and business tax returns. Okay, and your bank statements. This is something important also. If you don't currently bank with NIHFCU, then they might want to see the last 3 monthly bank statements from your number one financial institution. In some cases, they might ask for accounts receivable aging reports and accounts payable aging reports. And depending on the amount you're asking for, they might also ask you to provide business licenses and registrations, articles of incorporation or articles of organization, commercial leases, and so on and so forth. Now, let me talk to you about how to apply. So, folks, we are speaking about a humongous business loan from NIHFCU. Maximum loan amount, we have a $350,000. Minimum, also the minimum will be between $5,000 to $10,000, right? And no personal guarantee, and the interest rate will oscillate from 13.49% to 17.49%. And for this loan, you can actually apply via email, phone, or mailing if you received an offer in the mail. But it's just better to visit a branch, or you can speak to a specialist at 301-296-2534. I've said earlier that you can actually apply online. No, they have changed their underwriting procedures recently, so you can no longer apply online. You have to contact a lending specialist so they have a clear idea of who you are, what your business is about before giving you the application form and that kind of stuff. Let me give you a few pro tips before we close today's conversation. One thing you need to make sure about is you want to maintain sufficient cash flow. This is so important. Cash flow, it's all about the ka-ching, 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 the moolah. You got to have that. And keep your documents in order, right? I've given you a plethora of documents that NIHFCU might request. Everything from your bank statements to your financial statements, to your articles of incorporation, to your articles of organization, if you are LLC or S Corp or C Corp, depending. They might ask for your personal and or business tax returns. So you want to maintain those documents, your business licenses and permits. It's just better to digitize all this information so that you can save it on the cloud. You can save it locally on your servers, on your business servers, or you can save it on an USB key drive, or you can even save it in an email. I mean, right? Doesn't matter, but it's just better. If you can't do that, then you want to have a folder in your house where you put all that info. It's very important. And at the end of the day, make sure that you understand that they also might ask you for a conference call. They might ask for additional information. So after you supplied everything, they might call you back a few days later and say, listen, we would like to have more information about your business. So be prepared for that. Do not ghost them. When they call you, you want to reply as soon as possible. Okay, this is how you build trust. This is how you build a relationship with the NIHFCU, your lending specialist there, and so they can process your loan application as fast as possible. Thank you so much, folks, for your attention. In today's conversation, I was speaking to you about a massive business loan from NIHFCU. So I gave you an overview, a typology of business loans from NIHFCU, the credit card that they have, the business membership instructions, eligibility criteria, the use of loan proceeds, the evidence needed, and how to apply. I give you a few pro tips also. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.